things and see if, I don't know, I'm still trying things and seeing what works, I guess. So stick around and listen to me yammer and talk and blather and say random things. But I was gonna look at Reddit and because that's what I do. Like, here's one thing that I do. What I do is anything that I do normally, I try and figure out a way of like doubling whatever I'm doing. So if I'm driving, I make driving videos, and like I drive Uber Eats, and sometimes if I'm just driving somewhere interesting, I'll make these driving videos and then I'll put them up on a channel. It's not been monetized. I have very few subscribers. It's got really good watch time, like compared to this channel. But, and I'm sorry, every time I start to record, I start like moving things. I'm like, I have to do things. I have to pick this up and put it down. I have to like just do lots of different things. So like in the mornings, especially the mornings, but honestly at this right now throughout the day, because Uber Eats is sucking, and so I don't drive very much. I'll be on Reddit, or I'll be doing different things, and I'll just naturally start talking. I have arguments out loud, or I have commentary with Reddit, and I don't often or always write down my comments. I just talk out loud of what I've read. And so I thought, well, if I'm just gonna talk out loud anyways, like, maybe I could turn this into a thing where I'm just gonna like do whatever. I don't know, maybe it doesn't work. I don't know, but I just thought this would be a fun experiment for me. I've had these up. I'm not this one right here. I'm not really a fan of that one. This one I just put on a shirt that I've only made available to myself, and the digital version of this, like, it's just, I took a picture of this and then I put it into the iPad, and I just manipulated it just a little bit, and I think it needs to get washed right now, or I would hold it up and show a little bit of the difference. And the other two are just, they're all random things that I've done that I liked well enough to put on a wall. I need like things to look at and remind me to keep making, to keep creating, and to keep experimenting, and just keep, it's weird in an ADHD way. I mean, you would think that if I want to make art, I would just make art, but I honestly need like visual reminders, like, oh, you want to do this thing, or yeah, because I could just go throughout the day being tossed one way or another when it comes to, social media. I get onto social media and then get addicted to that, and then I'm just on Reddit or on TikTok or on YouTube, and at least having these things up makes me go, oh yeah, I do things too. I can do something. It's not about being productive, but I could do something that actually feels nicer than I've slowly but surely, what I started to do is, um, you can block certain Reddits, certain subreddits, and so every time a subreddit annoyed me or made me angry or made me upset, or when even the commentary, I used to be subscribed to this one, to like driving, like people getting into accidents and stuff, and I don't know why I feel like I probably should have been looking at that anyways. Look at those people getting into accidents. But as humans, we want to do that, right? But I would click on the video and watch it, and then I would read the commentary on Reddit, and everyone would be such jerks about everything. Like, I see a wreck and I'm like, oh man, I hope they're okay. We all make mistakes. Like, I'm really nice. I'm weirdly nice. But these people are like, sometimes they're not even just attacking the person in the video. They're attacking the person that made the video. And eventually it just got too much, and I'm just like, wait, this isn't healthy. This isn't good for me, and I don't like these people, and they're making me angry, and this sucks. And so basically, like, I've been doing that with I set my sensitivity to high in terms of, like, does this bother me or does it not bother me? And everything started to bother me, and every time I got even a little tinge of annoyance or being upset or whatever, I would just block the subreddit. And eventually, like, right now, the only subreddits that I have that just go onto my normal, I guess the Reddit version of a For You page, is basically like ADHD, health, Aspergers. Oh, there's one, international politics, for some reason that's still up there. Like, and see, this is what Israel bombs entrance to hospital, killing dozens of people. Very graphic, not safe for work. Like, I want to be a person. This is the thing. I convinced myself when I was younger that being knowledgeable about what was going on in the world and American politics was, like, in and of itself a morally correct thing to do. And so because I believed in being a morally good person, I, like, really focused. The truth is, and it actually kind of, I think younger people right now are a little bit more open to talking about it and thinking about politics and the world. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, because I'm only getting that knowledge from the algorithm, so I could be completely wrong. But, I used to think that it was so important to pay attention, and I think that in a way, it can be good, it can be the correct thing to do, but at the same time, you don't really have that much of an effect on anything. But I think a lot of people they watch the news, and it just pisses them off and gets them upset, and then there's nothing you can really do. So I still end up paying attention to politics and the world news and world events, but at the same time, it just seems frivolous to me. So here's where I'm at now. I'm even getting, even the few things that I do, I'm getting to this, I don't think it's a depression point, but it's just sort of a, like, what's the point? Like, nothing feels like it's meaningful. Like, and I mean, so part of that is because I just stay in my room a lot, and I don't have any social interactions except for when I do Uber Eats, and it's just picking up food and dropping food off. But it's like I just embarrassing. I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't talk about this. Autistic. I start recording myself and I just start going off onto all these different thoughts and tangents. I'm not even doing what I was planning on doing. And just chilling and drinking coffee and browsing Reddit for a little while. Or just doing stuff. Just doing anything on my laptop that I needed to get done. Although doing it, I do feel a little bit like I'm attached now. Oh wait, I didn't plug the headphones in. Okay, That's what I tell myself. Oh man. I'm 5'7", y'all. I'm technically, Wikipedia tells me that for Americans, I'm technically average. I'm not short. I'm technically average. In our science states women's self-perceived attractiveness amplifies preferences for taller men. Women tend to consider taller men with broader shoulders more attractive, masculine, dominant, and higher in fighting ability, according to recent research. You know, I mean, there are some dudes that are super tall and they can't fight. They're just sticks. Yeah, so if a woman thinks of herself as attractive, she's going to be like, I deserve a tall guy. It's like, this is a weird thing. For a very, very short while, COVID shut that down, but for a short while, there was like a few months, there was a girl, and she didn't know that she was pretty, and it's weird. It's weird when you get with someone or get around someone and they're attracted to you, and I don't know, a part of me was like, I think you just don't know how pretty you are, because if you understood that you were really like pretty that way, you wouldn't be into me, I don't think, which is kind of mean for me to think of myself. But man, see, this is the thing. I almost want to block our science. I don't need to hear these things. And a lot of times, a lot of the things that gets boosted onto like my page, that gets pushed in front of my eyeballs, is like, here's why women aren't into you. Here's what women want, and it's everything you're not. Like, what? It's not. I don't need to know about this. Dominant. I go back to that word dominant. In my day-to-day, I'm not a dominant guy. But I don't think I think I can be submissive, but I'm not dominant. And it's weird to think, like, you know, obviously not every girl or every woman wants a dominant guy, but and I get around guys that are confident. I hate guys that are confident. I don't like that. I don't like women that are confident. I'm not exactly sure what confidence means to the average person. That's why I'm doing this. But when I see someone that's confident, I'm like, I don't like you. Get away from me. You're annoying. You know, to me, that just, everyone that I've seen in my life that has been confident and very overtly and maybe extrovertedly confident are really often kind of douchebags. They're kind of blowhards, guys that think they know something, or a woman that thinks they know things, and you're like, every time, again, it's like, I just like unconfident people. I like women that are not dominant but not submissive. I like dudes, probably, as friends. I'm sure I would like a non-dominant and yet not submissive guy. Like, that's why I read things like that, and I'm like, well, and that's what ends up happening with a lot of the Aspergers subreddit, is that I think that they are the most likely to go to our science or to go to all these different things and to really like obsessively drill down on what do women want, what do they all want, what do all men want, and it's like, well, like, these people aren't asking me, what do you want, a submissive or a dominant person? And it's like, well, neither, both. Don't even know how to hang out. I don't know how to hang out with regular people. Like, every time I've ever hung out with a person, my brain one point I found myself at his house, and he like went to the back porch and smoked some pot or something and talked to me for a while, and I might have smoked, and I don't know. And then we went and played frisbee golf, and I don't know if I was like I wasn't stressed out, but I was so overwhelmed. I'm sorry, my voice is like I think that I kind of was, I guess, I don't know if this is a correct word. I was like dissociated a little bit, like, and I think this kind of happens to me not when I'm scared or anything, but just when I'm so confused that I throw up my hands and I go, well, I guess I just won't exist here anymore. So I'm there playing. I'm trying to think, like, do I need to say something to this guy? Do I need to like try to have a conversation about things while we're doing this frisbee golf? Should I? I don't play frisbee golf. I haven't thrown a frisbee since I was like a kid, and so we just went from, I don't even know what the proper words are, from frisbee goal to frisbee goal, and after a while, like, so we did all of it, and then we went to his house, back to his house, and I just sort of was like, do I leave now? What do I do? Yeah, I hate the neurotypicalistic thing, which is basically do what you want to do, but if you're never around people, and if you don't have that weird social, like, natural grasp of things where you're trying to figure it out, like, there is no want. Like, you could literally, at that point, I could have just like laid on the ground on the grass and just like become one with the ground. Like, I didn't exist. I don't think I smoked pot. I don't think that this is definitely, I just remembered that I brought up that I might have this, because it sounds like a pot. I sound like I'm like talking about being high, but I really literally, that's just how I am in social situations. Like, I'm definitely, and I don't drink, I don't smoke pot, I don't do all different anything. The worst thing I do is drink coffee and eat pizza sometimes. But person says might be a little harsh, but going on long periods of not listening to any music, not consuming any sort of content at all, and trying to live without any escapism mechanism for a while. It will drain you, but personally it helps me actually face the world instead of living in my bubble. Everything at its own phase. I don't know if that's supposed to be pace or phase. Spelled phase correctly. Everything at its own pace. Phase. So, I think that's probably smart. I think that's probably good. See, I don't understand these people. Recently started going for walks with my phone turned off, and it has made such a difference in my mental health. Listening or watching content 24/7 is so overstimulating and draining. The person responded, I forgot I own a phone now. I don't know how you can do that. I don't know how. That's a lot. How can you do that? Not the walking part, but just the forgetting to own that you own a phone. I use my phone, and it's so necessary to me. I know that I need to cut out the content, because I really do. It's like I'm attached to my phone and my laptop and everything. I mean, here's the thing. This is why, having both autistic tendencies and ADHD, yeah, for me, it's been like they're constantly in battle, and there's this constant, I'm reading the things that these people are doing for their mental health, and I'm thinking that would drive me insane. This would drive me crazy. And the thing is that what sucks is that I think these are good, healthy things, but the ADHD part of me, the ADHD part of me needs stimulation. I need to get the F out of where I'm at right now. I've been saving up my money and stuff. I need to travel, even if it's staying in really crummy hostels or something. And I always have to say, I feel really privileged. As much as I fear money issues and stuff, and part of that is an ADHD thing. Like, I will control myself, over control myself. I'll limit the food that I'm eating. I will do so much. And, to give myself the freedom, to get myself the stimulation of just existing in another location. And that's the only thing that I found right now. That's the only thing that, if I didn't have that to look forward to, I think, not in a depressed way, but I believe that I would become very suicidal. I would start to really contemplate. I get stir crazy where I'm at. I make sure I get enough sleep by going to bed earlier if I feel I need to, as early as 8 p.m. if needed. I function best on 8+ hours, so that's my aim. I wake up between 6 to 7 a.m. Also, absolutely no caffeine after 3 p.m. I start my mornings with a walk or a jog run before breakfast. When I started this, I feel like I am more calm and handle the day's ups and downs in a more linear way. I would like to start my days with lifting weights. I'm trying to do that more. used to, when I was in college, I would wake up at 5 a.m. to go for a run, because the only way to run where I'm at right now in the summer and in South Carolina is it's either to run really, really early or really, really late. My breakfast is always oats with diced or banana and cinnamon. Most days also 2 boiled eggs. Like I do that a lot. Get into just a very specific regimen of eating. And it's good until it's not, until I go crazy. Because again, I like it until I don't. And when I don't, I can either switch it up and try something else, or I just again, this is sort of the OCPD, where you control, and then you just blow up, because even if your personality goes into this over-controlling mechanism, most people can't function like that all the time. And again, if you only have like exclusively Aspergers, or only have exclusively autistic, autism, I think that you're dealing with your problems is so much easier when you just got one, and you're just like, this is the one thing I need to take care of. Taking away decisions in the moment and making it into the same-ish every day helps me get rid of bad choices, like eating 10 plus sandwiches for breakfast. Not sure if not sure if Aspergers are just my addictive personality. I plan lunch and dinner the day before, no surprises. Plan one snack. I'm a big gamer and used to, I guess, I'm just reading these people's, I'm probably over, I'm thinking it's more than it is. They're extreme in their regiment, and that, for me, I would go extreme, and I would feel, even when I wasn't aligning perfectly to the plan, I would feel extremely like I was doing it wrong, and I need to do it right, and I need to get the plan just right, and I need to do it completely, and I can't skip the steps. But then my ADHD would stop me from being able to complete the plan, and then I would hate myself, and it would just be this cascading spiral of mental pain. And so at this point, it's very difficult to put into place genuine, good, healthy ways of existing, because the moment that I decide to do a thing, it becomes like the most important thing that I've ever done, and I've got to do it right, and then I don't. What do I do that is healthy? I mean, I say all that, and I think I probably do a lot of healthy things. I go for walks once a day or twice a day at nighttime. Sometimes instead of a walk, it's a run, it's a jog. I lift weights. I take my meds I have on my phone. It pops up at 11:30 a.m. to take my meds, and usually that helps me. Usually I accomplish that. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it doesn't. But I've got that at least put in place to remind me. I do eat. I don't know that it's a healthy habit, but I eat the same thing every day. I just can't. I can't dispense the mental energy, and I've never enjoyed cooking, so I cook the lamest, basically causes me to kind of like isolate myself into my room. And I can't, I would not want them to like come outside or be around me when I'm in my, there's no comfort to sitting outside without distractions when you have a feeling that at any moment the distraction could be there, or there's a person existing nearby. That's one reason why I like to walk at nighttime. Everyone is just away and I'm alone. And I don't ever feel, I wake up late in the day and I go to sleep at this point. I mean, it's getting worse, it's getting bad. I'm going to sleep at like 5 in the morning. In the past it was like 2, 3 in the morning. But I hate it. I hate to be awake at, I hate to be alive during the day when other people are existing around me. And it fills me with so much like, I don't even know what the word is. It's not anxiety. I just genuinely feel uncomfortable when other people are existing and awake near me. Okay, this one will likely be the most difficult for people here, but make deep, meaningful relationships with people. Even if it's just one other person, we are a social species. Yeah, I got extremely attached to a girl, and I think it was really because of this. And I think this screws up so many Aspergers and autistic men and women, because we are so isolated. We find one person, and especially if it's an intimate relationship, it's like, oh my god, this is something that I need, and I need it desperately, and I feel horrible if I don't have it, and I finally got it. And that's why so many, I've read as much Asperger's people on Reddit, and as much autistic people on Reddit, guys that are like desperate for a girlfriend. There are just as many autistic dudes going, dude, I was desperate for one, I got one, and I held on, and she was the wrong person, and she had deep problems, and now 10 years later, we're divorced anyways, and I'm feeling horrible, and the whole thing with the shit. And girls get the same problem. They just end up with like horrific, like narcissistic guys or whatever. Like, I don't think it's that autistic people attract negative people. A lot of times I think it's just that we're both very bad at telling when someone's going to be toxic and negative, and we also probably look past and go like, listen, I see toxic, I see negative, I see a lot of bad problems, but I'm going to do this anyways because I desperately need somebody. We need eye-to-eye contact, we need physical touch, we need to be in proximity to people we trust. Our mental health is dependent on one of these. They didn't write that sentence well. I don't know if that's okay. So, lastly, make goals, whether it be professional or hobby. Find something you can direct your energy to that gives you a reason to jump out of bed and prepare for the day. I have so many goals, professional and hobby, I guess. I don't know which this one. I don't know what this is. I wish I could jump. I wish I had a reason to jump out of bed and prepare for the day. Again, like for me, the only reason reason to jump out of bed. I guess this is the goal. I guess this is something. The goal is get enough money to pay whatever I need to pay right here and right now, and save up money, and then get the fuck out and go somewhere, because that's the only way you can clear your mind and get out of the rut. It's like, I hate how circular that is. It kind of feels really horrible to think like I'm stuck. I create a rut. I get stuck in a rut. I don't know how else to do it, but I do it so that I can then take what I've saved or grown. If I was like saving food for the winter, it's like I'm making all this stuff for the possibility that I can in the future get the fuck to somewhere that at least stimulates me. Like that's the fucking weirdest thing. I get overstimulated constantly and understimulated constantly. It's just a constant back and forth between those two things. Overstimulation, understimulation. I like this person's very simple thing. This is what I was hoping for. That just something like this. I love my tea. I always make a nice little moment out of it. That's what I want to hear. None of these like huge diatribes about how to live the perfect life. Because my brain will go, oh, that's what I have to do. I guess I just won't do it. Say nice things to yourself many times every day. Good self-talk is the foundation of a healthy mind. That's nice. That's a nice one. Sometimes it's difficult to think of nice things. What do you say nice things to yourself? Wonder what you would say. So I was thinking, for me, one thing that I might need to do is, because I could just keep doing, I could talk and ramble, again, like an ADHD way. I could talk and ramble for a very long time, and I don't know if that's healthy for me, and I don't know if anyone wants to watch that anyways. So maybe I'll stop. Maybe I'll do these and set a time limit for an hour and not do more than that, because I do think this could get out of hand. So it's an hour and a minute right now, and I think I will like go through this a little bit and edit out just a tiny bit, because a couple times I like did weird things like sniff really hard or drink really loudly, and so it might not be an hour for you, might be a little bit longer. Why do you care? You don't care. What am I talking about? What am I saying? Why do I feel the need to like tell people exactly what I plan on doing in terms of like this video? You don't care. You don't care. I guess that's it. I guess it's over. Goodbye, everybody. If you watch any of this, man, good for you. Thank you. Again, my driving channel gets so much. All it is me driving, and it gets so much views, and watch time. And I'm thinking, man, if maybe people really do. If you just put out content, lots and lots of content, people will fucking find you, and there will be some wackos that are like, you know what, I want to hear that guy who complains way too much for an ASMR video. I want him to ramble and be a crazy person and talk about how much therapy he went through and be a bit pathetic about it, and do all that these morning videos. I don't know how long I can keep this up.